a year ago, and we've been working very quickly. And I have to say, for my committee, when I brought this in, I mean, they're delighted because it's a collection that will be built with the intention of the museum receiving it. So they're not writing checks, to put it crudely, but they're very welcoming of this material. I think too, though, being where we are physically, in terms of the United States, it makes sense in that regard too. But we're very slow, unfortunately, to get to that. I don't know if that really answers the question.
And to speak about it from the perspective of my department, I said when I arrived that I didn't expect that everyone on my committee would like everything I brought to their attention. And it's really the case. I would actually have to signal a little bit of a disagreement there with Sylvia when you said that the general public doesn't take much heed of our divisions. The general public may not. I don't know. I couldn't really say, but the specific public that I work with, the donors, do. But I can say, even in a more general, I mean, for instance, there are a lot of photo enthusiasts who adhere to a pretty general, photo means you really have technology and you use it and you make a single picture. I mean, and so there's a lot of things that they look at, and they go like this about. So, and you don't want to just dismiss that. I mean, that's actually supremely important. I wouldn't say it's a core definition, but it is one important definition. And so, I would like to, I care about that too. So you want to work with that, and then you want to work doing a number of other things. And you basically just need a lot of different people around you with a lot of different interests. That's what I've found.
Just to speak to that, that comment was inspired by a session at the Met where I was recently in attendance for the opening of the American Wing, and it was actually Kara Walker who made this comment, going through the American galleries, the historical American Wing, questioning why the collection was as it was, basically, and where were the alternate histories, and where were the modernists. I think that was Chuck Close's comment.
Right,
so
right.
That's what kind of it struck me, that these are major artists, who really think about history and think about these collections, and yet we're kind of posing those questions. Absolutely, no question, donors, collectors, many different aficionados need to be taken into account. But I'm talking about the general visitor who may not think about that necessarily, that there's a division here or there. They're just happy the work is there, and it's how it's being shown and interpreted. And Marla, just last question. Do you have, your collection is not static, it's a growing collection. Do you work with a lot of different type of collectors across the country, or just primarily
Our collectors
in
are mostly in Los Angeles. There are a number of major, especially African collectors. And I was just going to say that they tend to have collected wood sculpture, masks, things of that nature. So they've been very loath to move into the arena of contemporary African art. For them, it's not even, it's apples and oranges. It doesn't even resemble each other. So we can count on them to support our sort of tradition-based program, but it's very difficult to get them interested in buying us contemporary African art. But it also means that by being the institution in LA that's done more with, international African-based or diasporic artists, means that we're cultivating new collectors and new relationships, and that's always good too.
Right.
So if you can't get them to join you, just get new ones,
I agree. Yeah, totally.
I think we need that on a t-shirt.
And on that note, thank you all for your attention.